Please Touch the Artwork is one of those games where I'll kind of go, what? As I was looking at it and playing it at the beginning. And then I was bowled over by its ingeniousness. And it's one of those indie games that kind of I live and crave for, that I want to tell the world about. So I thoroughly enjoyed this, and let's explain why. In Please Touch the Artwork, you are playing 3 separate puzzle games combined into one. And the idea is that you're in this art gallery, and each level that appears on your screen is a piece of art that you're interacting with. Now, there are 3 different types of games, and they all revolve around colour. But don't be put off if you're colourblind, because there is a colourblind mode inside the game if you want it. Explaining these 3 puzzles are going to be a bit tricky. I've had a few takes at trying, so please bear with me. The first game is around touching the artwork to replicate a painting on the other side of the screen. On the left hand side of the screen you'll have an artwork, and it's always divided into like boxes, almost like cubism, I guess. And then on the right hand side of the screen you have a entirely blank or certain coloured canvas that you need to paint. And the way how it works is you've got your colour palette in the middle, and it will rotate around the colours. And so you will press into one of the squares on the artwork, and then any square that touches it turns into the colour that you've currently got highlighted in your list. And then it will move to the next colour, and you'll need to do the same again. And so what you'll be doing is trying to work out strategically how you paint all of the different boxes into the right colour as you move around the different artworks. This gets progressively more tricky because you get more colours added to the mix. Then you start to get like black added in, which means that you can't always see where the lines are drawn all the time. Then you have like mirror images of stuff. Really quite tricky as you go through its 70 odd puzzles on that game. The second game is around pushing blocks down never-ending ice slopes in an ice block style puzzle, but it takes place on a art piece. And the idea is that each colour of ink does something to the ice block as it travels down its road. So if you hit a white patch, it will turn to the left. If it hits a red patch, it will turn to the right. And as things get more and more colourful, you've got blue in there as well, and black and all kinds of things, what you'll be needing to do is work out where, if you push a certain block, where is it going to end up? And is it going to end up in the space where you need it to complete the puzzle? This gets incredibly more complicated because then you'll have like 6 or 7 different blocks that you need to get to certain places. And if you do them in the wrong order, it blocks out you being able to then move the ones that are like stuck behind a block that you've already filled. So you have to really think about what's going on. It's done in a way that it's trying to evoke traffics and streets though. And I really liked this theme because later on you start to get, as blocks move behind you, it's got like a grey traffic jam, and it's almost like Snake but puzzle-like, because if you move the traffic in the wrong location and it pops in and out of tunnels and like darts all the way around the map, you just end up crashing into yourself, and then you can't actually solve the puzzle that way either. And it's quite tricky to pick up and understand, but once you get the knack of it, it's a really engrossing puzzle game. The third puzzle game is less puzzly, but more of like a visual, hypnotic, cryptic thing. Again, diving back into art, interpreting systems, traffic systems, city like outlays. You're walking around using the WASD keys, a map of ribbons, a bit like an overexcitable spaghetti version of the London Underground tube map. And what you're needing to do is to find your way around it and collect various different black dots. And these translate into letters that then robotically tell a story as you move through the world. And like the city gets bigger and bigger and more complex, you get more and more lost in the map that's in front of you because it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Yet you're still having to try and almost snake-like work your way around the maps. I found this one to be oddly calming and engrossing. And so I found myself really quite moorishly working my way through that puzzle. But all three of them are really well put together. They've all got about 60 to 70 puzzles each. It will take you a good 3 to 4 hours to get through them all. And it will depend on which difficulty level you choose as well. Because one of my favourite things about Please Touch the Artwork is that it asks you up front how knackered you are. So if you're alert and on the ball, that's like hard mode. But then if you choose I'm really tired and I want to go to bed, it offers you hints and tips quicker and easier and will show you some of the solutions if you keep getting it wrong a few times. I just thought that was a really nice way of tuning the difficulty, because it was like, do you like puzzle games? Yeah, I do them loads. No, I'm here for the story, and I'm tired as well. And then it will kind of merge it together and make things slightly easier. So yeah, just a really interesting way of looking at stuff. I love the way how the visuals all come together to tell a story alongside the actual puzzles themselves. I think it's really abstract but artistic and makes its point really well. I'd also say that I really like the way how I'm going to say aesthetic vibes go on here, because you're in an art gallery museum type thing. There's some chill jazz music playing in the background. You've got the art gallery director, like, who's there to ask and give you random quotes of artists and all of that kind of stuff hiding in the background, and can change your difficulty for you on the fly. It just really imbues this cheesy art gallery vibe. And it's just so bright and bold and colourful and engrossing to play. Great collection of games, thoroughly impressed, highly recommended. Won't be for everyone, because if you don't like puzzle games, I think you'll struggle here. But yeah, everyone else, dive right on in. This is a little indie gem of someone who definitely could. Great example of indie games doing something different. Written review will be over on higherplanegames.com. You guys take care. Bye-bye. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.